I'm a foreign languages inspector working for the Ministry of Education, advising mainly on foreign languages and internationalization. CLIL is mandatory in upper secondary schools at the last year. So all upper secondary schools are supposed to have a subject being taught by CLIL. And this has meant to create training for our teachers. The link the ministry I'm working for is the Ministry of Education, University and Research, so we are all working together. The fact that in education we had the need to offer a good training, a good learning pathways for our teachers meant to work closely with the universities. And universities were asked to organize methodological courses for our upper secondary school teachers. This has really changed the way of working, because we were working separately, but now we are working jointly. And methodological courses means that university professors of different subjects and university professors of foreign languages are also working collaboratively in order to build up courses that are based on a 20 credit system. Only methodological courses trying to teach the pedagogy and the new methodologies which are interactive, which are technology oriented and so on. Well, what I want you to understand is that a politician made a very strong choice. All upper secondary schools in the last year should study a foreign language, which was a bit crazy as an idea. But that meant that in school they had to get organized and have language teachers and subject teachers work together. But the need to have a training for our upper secondary school teachers meant also for us another choice. Get linked to university and have universities involved in the training, in the methodological training for our teachers. Language for our upper secondary school teachers is, of course, a separate preparation, and we usually ask for upper secondary school teachers to have a minimum of B2 plus competence, and the ideal competence and the standard competence should be C1. So I think that this is a real peculiarity of our school system, which can be of interest because linking upper secondary schools to university is quite important. Also because in our universities we have many different courses in English, and therefore having many courses in English means that when our students get to university really have the competencies, the language competencies, and also the methodological competencies, because they have been really activated in active learning and in the use of new technologies. The other problem was for high school teachers the fact that a C1 language competence is a high competence, but if you teach a subject in a foreign language at in the last year of upper secondary schools, you really need to master it. In that case, it was really vital for our upper secondary schools to master the teaching of philosophy, of history, of mathematics in the best way. So the target is C1. We accept a lower level at the moment because we have adopted transitory norms. Yet I think that the situation is improving, even though it's not so easy to find teachers really willing to embrace this new way of teaching. Support is mainly offered by projects that we finance as Ministry of Education. These projects are usually organized with networks of schools. It is something that helps them in working for their classes with a little recognition. Unfortunately, there are no incentives being organized, but hopefully in the future we hope to have a scheme that really offers them the opportunity to be rewarded for what they are doing. The best reward, though, is the satisfaction that you see in the people when they really get to be good in mastering classes, no more face-to-face, but having group work, having a way in which students are really the protagonists. That really is the best satisfaction for them. Regulations implementing CLIL were approved in 2010. 8 years after, we have about, in our country, 4,000 teachers who have completed their process, and to be sincere, we would need more or less 16,000. So I think it's quite good to have that number. That means that they have reached their language level. The language level is certified by an international recognized, such as Cambridge or Trinity or any other important. It's not a certification, a simple certification that you can release also in some language centers, but it's, you know, it's a high-level certification, the one we require. And well, this is, in my opinion, a good achievement that we can be proud of. And as a matter of fact, we are quoted in many different reports by the European Union where they say that CLIL is really an example of best practice in Italy. The reason why I started being involved with CLIL, because it was not the typical bilingual upper class school. It was a possibility, a modularity offer that schools could handle. And what is more important, CLIL really offered the opportunity of making teachers aware that they themselves should learn languages as much as possible. Foreign languages, not only English, also other languages. Actually, CLIL is being developed in small percentages also for other languages. Learning languages is vital for any future global competence in the conception of any career.